Hello and welcome back to a message for you, a short message for you. I'm going to make this into a short and then I'm going to upload it, and then before I upload the short I will upload the whole of this so that when you watch the short, I'm saying this so opposite right now, this will be here for you to watch if you need to watch more of it and it resonates. But if you decide not to watch more of it, what you need to know is you did everything you were supposed to, even if you don't think you did. Thank you. XXOO heart heart. And then my nose tickled, like my nose was tickling. A little tickle nose. So I don't know if tickle nose means something to somebody. Also, the word ant is on here too, so I'm a little unsure of, it feels like it means something. It was already written on, but I just, it keeps grabbing my attention. So it could be somebody's auntie. I have some channeled messages here. And this is going to take a little bit of an explanation because this is for a very, very particular set of people. So if you're hearing this message and you have a parent that has passed away or you have a parent that is currently dying, this is a message from them to you. Okay? For me, it comes through as a mother. So take that how it resonates, but it could be mother, father. I really feel like it's strongly mom though. But that just could be me because I was looking at my mom's photo when all of this like literally channeled in. And she's standing in the woods and she's looking up at the trees, and as a clairvoyant, when I look at this, I see the faces in the tree looking down at her, understanding how sick she is and how she's not going to be here for very much longer. But at this point in time, I didn't know my mom was sick. I mean, I knew my mom had liver disease, but I didn't know she was dying. Because my mom, maybe some of you can resonate, and maybe this is why, was an oncology nurse for 40 years. And she didn't tell anyone anything. Not even the family. To the point that, like, she prepared me for her death. I knew her. I was her healthcare proxy. I knew what her DNR was. I've been prepared for this since I was 15. I'm 53 now. This happened all when I was 33. My family thinks I killed her because I followed her DNR. And at the end of the day, I did exactly what my mom asked me to do. So at 2:45, if you're still here, you did everything your parents said to do. You didn't have to do more. Okay, you're enough. You don't have to be more, and you don't have to do more. So it's time for you to cleanse, forgive, and heal for new beginnings for you, okay? And if you're still here, I had to tell you this story because the parents that are coming through, and I really, really feel like this is a very strong stoic mom, or group of moms, because the dads are there saying, yeah, it is some of us, but it's like, I feel like dads were like a little bit more open, and not because they were more needy or because they were men, but it was like there's just that little bit of difference in the men that I'm hearing, because I'm hearing dads going, okay, I did do this with my kids. But then I'm hearing dads say, no, I didn't do this with my kids. And then I'm seeing where it's more of a large group of moms than dads. And the funny part is earlier I'm Mexican, okay? I'm Mexican and Irish. And I had I woke up today thinking of the movie Coco. And how when I watched that movie, it was before I had finished taking my DNA test and finding out exactly what kind of brown I am, because I knew I was brown, I just didn't know what kind of brown. But Hispanic brown I knew I was a Chicana, I just didn't know, well, I knew I was Hispanic, I just didn't know I was a Chicana. And I just remember watching this movie, and it made me feel like weekends at my Irish grandma's house and the closeness and the wonderfulness. And when I woke up today, I was thinking about that, and I was like, that closeness that you watch among that Mexican family is the exact same closeness that I had with my Irish family. And it was like it gave me a new introduction into like this spiritual side of my Mexican family on the other side. It's like they all came in and said, hey, we're going to join the Irish table. And it was absolutely wonderful. And I couldn't figure out why. I just figured it was a random thing. Oh, no, 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 guys, nothing is random. I mean, sure, lots of stuff is random, but no. Instead, I'm looking at my mom, her photo, and the song Remember Me comes in my head. And then all of this download comes. So to begin with, I am being asked to read the lyrics of this song because they're telling me that this is important for you to hear, okay? Because some of you are remembering your parents, how they were in the hospital, how they died, okay? And your parents want you to know, remember me how I was, not how you see me now. I am not that person you see lying there. I am not that person you see lying there. I am the summer breeze and the rough wind in the elements. I am the rough wind in the elements. When we die, our souls envelop in all the energy around us. We never leave you. You carry our energy always, day to day, and in everything you do. Okay? And obviously, if you've had abusive parents that you don't talk to, this is not from them. And if now here's this interesting caveat I was just told. If you heard that and you've had abusive parents and you're realizing that I am carrying some of their traits, this is good. That's good. That's realization, and you can change that. You're doing amazing. So there is that caveat there that I was just told to give in. But this comes with the song, okay? The lyrics are, and this is what they want you to know, okay? Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me. Don't let it make you cry. For even if I'm far away, I hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you. Each night we are apart. Remember me, though I have to travel far. Remember me. Each time you hear a sad guitar, know that I'm with you the only way that I can be until you're in my arms again. Remember me, okay? And they want you to remember who they were. They want you to remember who they were when they were living and not who they are as they lay in that bed. Because there are people I'm talking to who I'm picking up parents that are dying, actively dying. You know, there's a few days, maybe they're in a little bit of a coma. Maybe they're just really at the end in hospice where they're still communicative and whatnot. But, you know, it's going to be any day because, you know, my mom seemed to be fine and then she just went downhill, you know. And I am picking up on these parents, and these are very, very stoic parents. These are parents who don't complain. These are parents who, I'm being told, did not have the greatest upbringing, but did the best for you that they could. And I'm being told that you are people who understand when you look that your parents did better for you. Maybe they were a little rough around the edges, but you didn't get hit. You know, I'm being told like you saw your cousins raised the way your parents were raised. And that's when you notice that my parents didn't raise me like this. My parents raised me totally different. That's funny because my mom raised me totally different than everybody else. Of course, I come from a white family and I'm Mexican, and I don't know my dad and I don't live on Lake Ontario, for the love of God. Thank God we have brown people now, but when I was growing up, there was no one. And thankfully, I lived an hour away from here, so I was in a bigger city, so it was better. Of course, I'm 50. Like I said, I'm 53, though. Excuse my slurp. But they want you to know this. And some of them are going to be very silent. And when you look at them after you hear this, they're going to understand that you got the message. Because this is something that their soul is giving me through their guides. And what is that damn Mitch Albom book? Gosh darn it. Okay, there's a Mitch Albom book. I'm really being directly told to tell you because it's the one with love every day in it. Okay, it is, God, I love his books. It is one of his first ones. Okay, For One More Day. That was easy. For One More Day. That book. Yeah, I'm being told that you need to read that one. Read that one. If there's a movie, there is a movie, actually watch it. I'm being told, woo, that's pulling at my heart here. I'm being told, it's okay, breathe. I'm being told that movie is going to help you understand. It's going to bring you peace and solace. And I'm actually being told that this whole thing is going to bring you peace. If you just listen to the first 3 minutes and had to leave, those people are going to find the peace and solace they needed within those 3 minutes. And it was the only 3 minutes they were supposed to listen to. If you're still here, or if you came back to this later on because you have more time now, thank you. I appreciate you. You were supposed to hear the rest of this message. For One More Day. We're going to mark that down because that keeps coming up. And I know that you may want to have that parent for one more day. And we always want that one more day, that one more day, that one more day, that one more day, that if they can just stay that one more day. But you know, I'm here to tell you, as somebody who has been through this, who has had to make the decisions to put my mom on, to take my mom off life support, who had to face family that said, you know, can't you just give her a little longer? And I'm just sitting there going, the woman is dying. Like literally, I took her off of life support. They stopped giving her the blood pressure medication and she was gone the next day. My mom had liver disease. My mom had hepatitis C. My mom had non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver due to hepatitis C. She also had liver cancer. Her kidneys were failing. There was nothing to save but a shell. And that's the point of this. At some point, you have to realize when it's time for your parent to go. You have to be, you don't have to be brave, and you don't have to be stoic, and you can hate every moment of this, and you can just detest every word I'm saying, and I want you to. Because this is not the easiest thing in the world. But you know, when they sat me down, the doctors did, and this was at Strong Memorial in Rochester, New York. Let me tell you what an amazing group of doctors she had up there. They did everything, and they made making this decision easier. And they said to me, what's your mother's favorite thing to do? I said she loves to go to the local orchard and buy miscellaneous plants and plant them around the yard. Granted, at this point in time, I also realized my mom was on opioids and she was addicted to them, and that's why she was struggling too. And of course, we're talking 2005, okay? 20 years ago. And that's Douglas is behind us on the sofa, wiggling around and waiting. And they said to me, she'll never be able to do that again. She's going to have to be on dialysis. If she makes it, she's going to have to be on dialysis. And when they went to put the port in, she did not make it through that at all whatsoever. She did not make it through that. And that's when she started to go downhill. And I, had to accept this fact. And my family could not accept this fact. They still have not accepted the fact that their sister is dead. Their sister, not my mother, okay? Their sister, not my mother. That tells you a lot here, okay? So So if you're sitting there going, you know, I have to deal with this and the family and the da 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 da, keep doing what your parent wants you to do. You're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, even if you don't think you're doing it right, you're doing it right. You may not think you're doing it right, but you really and truly are. And your parent is very proud of you. I'm also being told some of your parents might not be, you know, they might be awake and sentient, but they can't speak. Oh, wow. Yeah, confirmation burps. I'm also being told that for some of you, your parent might seem fine right now, but be prepared because they're going to pass away and you're going to go, I don't understand, because they're perfectly fine. That's a very normal thing. My mom was great. My mom went downhill and then she was fine for 2 weeks and then she went right back downhill when they went to put the stent in for dialysis. She also told me how much she loved the blue diapers. After many years of saying, don't ever put me in blue diapers. Then she got blue diapers and she was like, Martha, these are the best things. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, Mommy. But Mom had taken lactulose. And if anybody's ever heard of lactulose, you know what lactulose does. The blue diapers are needed. But I am being told, and it's funny, like there's no reason for me to tell everybody this, but I'm being told that there are some of you that are really going through stuff like this and you don't have that other person to say, this fucking sucks. I hate seeing this. You don't. And the hard part is that if you look at someone and say, listen, my mother is dying and I can't wait for her to pass away so she has relief. This is very common. You are not a bad child to want your parent to be released from this pain. If you are like me and you see your parent pass away and you're like in relief because they're not suffering anymore and you're not crying because they're not suffering, that is an okay way to feel. And you need to know that your feelings and emotions are valid on this. If everybody else thinks it's strange that you're not crying and crawling on a floor, look at them and say, I saw her die. I saw her sick for how many years now? For how many months? I mean, my former father-in-law, I hate to tell ya, like, his gallbladder went. And it shot through his pancreas, and he's diabetic. And it shot through, the gallstone shot through his pancreas. And they gave him the life-saving surgery that doesn't work. Doesn't work. I've not ever heard it work. And it took 9 months for him to die. And my former husband and I both talked about the fact that by the time our parents passed away, they had been so sick for so long that we were thankful that they were out of their pain. And how, you know, it's so hard because you don't have anybody to talk to about that. And nobody is like, you know, and it's something that sometimes even to a therapist you're afraid to admit because it makes you feel like you're horrible on the inside and you don't care. But the fact that you feel that way shows the compassion that you have. Now, if it goes the other way where you're, you know, pulling a Bill Burr, that's a whole other thing. Now, I'm not going to tell you to do that, but if you did, your parents okay with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are people who do things. Now, I don't recommend that stuff. Don't do it. But, because that's not where we're getting a little too roundabout here. But, you're handling this. You're handling this the exact way that you're supposed to. And I'm being told it doesn't matter what anybody else says. Don't listen to them. Their opinions don't matter. Because I'm actually being like shown someone who's talking to a nurse, and then you're educated and understand what you're talking about. You're able to talk to the nurse about it, and the nurse is literally looking at you going, listen, you know what you're talking about. You know what this person wants, and you should honor that for them. Okay? And I want you to listen to that nurse because that nurse is not going to lie to you. Okay? Except for the nurse who told my aunt that my cousin would starve to death if they took her off of life support, which isn't true. You actually just have an imbalance of electrolytes and you fall asleep and pass away. But it like freaked my aunt out, so she put her on life support. See what I'm saying here? And then you have people like in my family where they're like, can't you just give her one more day? What one more day? Her kidneys are failing. She's literally in kidney failure. She needs medication to keep her alive. Like, it's hard. It's really, really hard. And we don't talk about it. It's taboo. You know, we're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to be joyful, or we're supposed to be so sad and in grief. But we don't talk about this middle ground where we're just really happy that our loved one is feeling better because they're not in pain anymore, you know? The next channeled message I have, it says, the road was mine to travel. I did it how I wanted. Don't let it make you cry. I am happy. I am no longer in pain. Let that be a relief to you to know it is to know. Let that be a relief to you to know. It is a relief for me to know that it is a relief for me to know that you know I love you. So your parent is letting you know that they're no longer in pain anymore. And now that I have told you this, you understand that. And that is going to, if you choose, to bring you great relief and healing, yeah, and cleansing. And in your cleansing and your release, that is going to give your parent relief that you know that they're safe and that they're not in pain anymore. I'm also being told that someone out there has a secret song, secret message, secret word that only you and I know, not me. It's you and the person who's passed away or who is ill right now. And when you repeat them, I repeat them with you. Oh, okay, so I do think this person has passed away. Either way. Oh, I'm also being told this person could be in a coma or unable to speak. And when you say these secret messages, words, song, whatever this secret is between the two of you, they're listening and they're repeating it along with you. And they need you to know this. So like they're showing me somebody who's going about their day and then they just say whatever that word is, like triceratops or triple or blue butterfly or, you know, emoji butterfly or blue emoji butterfly. Your person is saying it with you. I also feel like this might be something between a husband and wife here. So to just, or wife and a wife, husband and husband, y'all take it how it resonates. Okay, this might also be between partners. So take that one how it resonates. And if you are a wife or husband, if you are a partner that needs to know if you did right by your partner, I'm being told yes, you did. You did everything that they wanted, and whatever hassle their family is giving you, you just have to go, okay, that's your problem, not mine, because I did everything that my spouse told me to do. We had long talks about this. I knew what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it, and that's what I did. We talked about it, and if they can't take that, that's not my problem. That's theirs. And honey, you gotta let that shit go, Sal. Y'all gotta let that shit go, because that family ain't no good for no one, and you know that. So, gosh, that someone took over. Hiya. I see an Ann or an Anne Marie and Sal. All right. And take it how it resonates. Ooh, this is kind of fun. So, yeah. Your parent wants you to know that, you know, if they're living, they see you. They see all the hard work you're putting in. They see all the hard work that you're putting in. And if your parent has already passed away, you need to know that they saw all the hard work you put in. And there wasn't a moment when they didn't see this. There was not a moment when they did not see absolutely everything that you were doing for them. There wasn't a moment that they appreciated it. And I'm really and truly being told it, like, these are people that don't discuss their feelings and emotions very often, okay? They raised you better. They showed you love. They were wonderful parents. You know what you know, but there were things on the inside that you didn't. And because of those things, they were a lot more quiet than what they would have normally have liked to have been. And they are asking you to forgive them for this because they really, really wished they could have been a lot more open with you. And they're looking back at it now, realizing, yeah, you know, there's probably, as my children grew, there wasn't really a reason I couldn't have told them. Like, I'm actually thinking you guys might, if you, as the children being like your 20s, 30s, and 40s, okay? So we're talking about parents born like in the 60s and 70s who passed away maybe a little bit earlier than what they should have normally. But like I'm being told that like I could have talked to you about this, but it was me that prevented me from talking to you about it. And they are asking your forgiveness for this because they need you to make that new beginning, okay? They feel like you might be holding on to something and they don't want you to hold on to it anymore. They really, really need you to cleanse this from yourself so that you can have this new beginning, okay? They want you to have a cleansing new beginning. And they know that once you hear this and you realize you did everything that you were supposed to, and they are so sorry they did not tell you everything. But I'm being told there are some things that as parents you don't want to tell your kids. You know? And it's not that, you know, your children are going to look at you any differently. It's more... It's more that you kind of don't want to relive it anymore. You're putting it to rest. And part of putting it to rest is just not talking about it. It's not that you've forgotten. It's that you're just not talking about it. And then, you know, your children grow older. And why do you want to trouble your children with, you know, how your parents treated you when you were a kid? But what our parents don't realize, and I'm telling this to the collective right now, is that we want to know. We love to know, because when you tell us, that heals you, and we can validate your feelings and emotions and say, you know, grandma and grandpa were wrong for doing that. Like, you know, this is what happened to my friend. This is what happened, whatever. And then parents find that healing from when they're younger. But it's really, really hard for them, especially like I'm 53, so it's hard for people my age and older to talk about that stuff sometimes, even though right now it is a more easier time than it was in the 70s and the 80s when you just didn't talk about it and it stayed behind closed doors. Whew, that's a... Okay. I think I have actually gotten across everything that I need to. That is gone now. All right, so thank you for being here. Be good, behave, be happy, be yourself. Good night, God bless you, we love you. Be kind always. Be unkind if you have to be, but do it in the kindest way you can. And I love